work with technology, and I don't know what I would do without technology. There is, sometimes I do wish that I could get away from technology, but that's because I want to get more in touch with my spiritual side. But I guess where we'll start with is how has technology helped you guys in your careers, in your education, in your daily lives? Open question.
Bro, go for it.
Bismillah.
Gadgets and technology. I actually am a big fan of the newest stuff that comes out there. I'd love to call myself a first adapter. Or adopter, sorry, first adopter, not adapter. But I can't because
nice pun, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But because of the finances, you can't, because some of this stuff that comes out is mad expensive. But yeah, I mean, technology. I like technology. I think it helps, people immensely, and
even all this here is because of technology.
100%. The way that we're able to actually speak to the audience wherever they're sitting. This is global. And this is technology that allows them to see us and us to get our message across, whatever message that may be. So yeah, I'm a fan of technology, I guess you could say. The new, especially the new features that come in and what have you. Career-wise, yes, I can't do any reports without technology. I can't do assessments of different departments without the use of a simple basic computer at the very least, and the applications that are installed in that computer. I can't, Excel, imagine if we never had Excel, what would we do, Yeah, and it's taken over. It definitely has, because when my phone breaks and I don't have it for days until wait for that insurance claim to come through, it's quite difficult. But having said that, I did notice towards the last days, just before I got my phone back, I was kind of getting used to it. So I think that we can get used to not having technology, and perhaps we should practice this as well, because we don't want to be too reliant on technology either.
I was sorry to.
No.
I was a few days back. I think I was discussing with someone in my family that I would like to have a technology-free week, where I put away my phone.
Interesting.
And yeah. I totally agree with what the brother said. We need technology, telecommunication. Communication is made so much easier today. You could be in the West, speak to someone on the other side of the globe very easily. Safir TV is technology. The message of Ahlul Bayt reaches the whole world through technology. Did we not have technology, it would be very hard. Am I a fan of technology? I would say no. I'm not a fan of technology.
You wouldn't call yourself a tech man?
I don't. In fact, I don't. In fact, I don't know very much about technology either. I don't like technology.
I'm the complete opposite. I grew up with technology.
Yeah,
technology is like a best friend for me.
Technology.
Okay, so I'm the odd one out here.
Yeah.
However, in my defense, as I was saying, I would love to have a week or even a month technology free. Put away my phone, put away iPads and gadgets and smartphones and computers, everything, just to connect with yourself and connect with God, or just the people around you. Give some time to the people. If it seems that we live in a country where everyone is absolutely obsessed with phones. It's like if you don't have a phone, or if you don't, if you're not standing on a bus stop with headphones in and constantly typing, something's wrong with you. You're the odd one out. It seems as if we are now living in this society. Or if you're at home, people are sitting, everyone is just always on their phones. Sometimes we forget that there are people around us. Sometimes we forget that, our parents are growing up. Sometimes we, growing old, and our kids are growing up. We forget to spend time with them, and it's sad sometimes.
Even in social gatherings, I've seen pictures where artists, they depict people today, and for example, you're in a restaurant and everyone is on their phones instead of just talking to each other, and it's like, it's not even an exaggeration. It's
people go to a coffee shop and they don't need a companion. They have a phone or they have a laptop, coffee and a laptop.
There was actually a coffee shop, and outside they had the small blackboard and it said no Wi-Fi to talk to each other.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think I saw that, and that's amazing, because there was a time when there was no Wi-Fi. There was a time there was no electricity. People lived, and some people argue they lived longer and were healthier, were stronger. People say people in the villages are stronger than people in the cities, and the reason maybe is technology.
Oh, wow.
There was some research I was looking on, I think a few months back, and there was a news article on it as well, that apparently excessive use of phones and the radiation that they emit can now lead to cancer.
Wow.
Or certain, even in women, it leads to certain specific cancers that are now that they now have discovered is related to either phone or the use of microwave. Now imagine having microwaved food. Having said that, there are positive sides to it, and there are also negative sides to it. But in my opinion, the negative side is are far more worse than the positive sides to it.
Bro, you're putting me off technology now, you know that. No, I get what he's saying, and he has valid points. And yeah, we have to be careful, especially with the radiation and all that jazz, because there's some of these phones are very close to our
I think it's just a matter
vital
of
organs.
using it in moderation.
Yeah.
That's it. It has to have a
Yeah.
balance. Again, life is about having that right balance. But having said that, because I got a lot of negativity from this side, but I see a lot of positives in it as well. For example, you have, from a Muslim standpoint,
absolutely, yeah.
you have so many supplications that you at your fingertips. You'll be traveling. You quickly bust out with Ziyarat Ashura, what have you? Yeah, I'm talking about the extracurricular activities.
Can you imagine every time you go out, you have to get some big copy of Sahifa Sajjadi, and you have to start reading from that.
100%. I mean, I feel sorry for the elders of my community who are not that, technology orientated. My poor mother-in-law, she loves to read her du'as and supplications even when she's traveling and in the backseat of the car, what have you. She just busts. She has to have a heavy bag, and it's a very heavy bag because I have to hold it for her sometimes. I'm like, what do you have in this? And it's all of her books, which she's very used to. And I wish that I was able to give her a smartphone and be like, just open this app.
I feel very, very old school because someone did suggest this to me. With phones, you have the tools and all the du'as, and the whole Quran is in an app now.
Yeah, with different translations, transliteration,
with voice notes,
exactly, commentary and also different people reciting it as well. So if you may like one person's recitation, you can continuously listen to that. If not, you can change over. So there's vast stuff out there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. But I feel that...
I'm not trying to get you to start using it. I'm just trying to...
I feel very old school in that case, because I would much prefer, to have on me a hardback, a book or...
Depends, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends where I am, of course. I wouldn't take it on the airport, get arrested somewhere. Generally
you don't want to be
speaking,
carrying a museum with you.
Yeah, exactly.
You have the, what do you call them? I don't even use them. E-books? Are they called e-books?
Yeah, Kindle.
Kindle.
Yeah,
I don't
Kindle.
use them. People recommend it to use because I use a lot of books in my studies. And
Dude, ebooks are the way forward, man.
I can't use them. Firstly, I can't look at the screen for too long. It gives me bad eyes.
No, with the ebooks, there's specific ones which are paper white, so the screens they're not like the.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Really?
Really?
I have to. I'll go and I'll get the books. Sometimes I have to go abroad to get the books, but I will get the book.
Wow.
I've tried using them. For example, Al-Kafi is a book that's now available on the iTunes, I think. I bought it. I couldn't use it. I went and bought the hardback.
Maybe you can email them and tell them that you have this eye deficiency, and they'll create a new technology for you as well to cater for your.
That's one of the negatives about using technology. I mean, I've spent most of my career editing videos, and I've gone through how many pairs of glasses. I suffer from dry eyes, so I use a hot compress. I use eye drops. I use ointment.
That's why the brother has glasses.
Hey, we don't know. I've had glasses way before the smartphone business, so I don't know exactly why. Stop making fun of me, man. That's not right. But again, if you want, I can add another negative element with you. Just like everything out there, there's pros and cons to it, and you can use it like a knife. You can use it to cut some fruit and eat healthy, but you can also stab somebody with it. Same thing with technology. I said there's du'as at your fingertips at the same rate and the same pace. You can very quickly go on to very illicit or very material exactly that could destroy your soul. I mean, there's information there, there's material there that elevates you as a person and spiritually, and at the same time, same fingers, same phone, same material platform destroys your soul.
Absolutely.
So it's what you do with it. I think it really depends on
pros and cons are with everything.
With everything. 100%.
Like you said, there has to be a balance.
I think one of the main negatives are the culture of having phones. I remember one time, or just technology in general, I remember one time I was watching a video and this specific company had released a phone and they interviewed some guy and he was like, why'd you get this, you already have this phone, why'd you get this different color? And he was like, it's a lifestyle. And I'm thinking, dude, you spent all that money just to get the same phone with the same color. I'm sure you could have spent that money on something that would be more beneficial towards you, or you could have just saved it. It's pretty tough to save up money these days.
No, 100%.
Even affects our relationships with our family, our family members. I know, like a lot of married dudes who tell me, you know, my wife tells me I'm antisocial when I'm on my phone, and then she tries to get me off it. Have you
Yeah,
other
bro.
guys been through that?
Oh, I don't want to talk about that, but yeah, I get like, you know, yelled at sometimes because I'm obviously busy doing my stuff. I need to catch up on my WhatsApp and, you know, what have you. Don't get me wrong, I don't like certain like social stuff, media stuff. It's not like I'm always on Facebook or anything, but yeah, and obviously the missus is talking to me and stuff, and she's obviously having something important to say, and I kind of I'm in and out. That's the problem. You can't be in and out and then you get yelled at because you weren't listening to something important. But anyway, having said all that, I think that with a balance, with the right mind frame, you can use technology to really like propagate the message of Islam, for example. Now, something new that's coming out, which I briefly was, I don't know, maybe you've come across it as well. These new VR systems. Yeah, it's all about these virtual reality systems nowadays. Okay. And I think some of the people, I don't know where they're from or who they're affiliated with, but they are coming out with VR systems for Karbala, for the event of Karbala. So you actually obviously wear that.
Oh,
and you're there. You're there at the time of the event that was taking place, and you're kind of seeing it as it happens. And I think that's great. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if it's done right, I wish they use the best graphics that they can because, you know,
sure,
we're used to HD nowadays.
And then on the other hand, you have video game industries who are creating horror games.
Yeah,
using
that freaks you out, man.
Dude, I would not be able to do that.
No, I almost fell down when I was...
There's videos of people who are using the VR and they literally fall down and they start screaming. Yeah. That must be a traumatic experience, man. I don't think I can
it takes you into that world, doesn't it? You forget how it is virtual reality.
Experience of it. I mean, at the end of the day, I do agree that, you know, in the society we live in now, ignore me being old school, ignore that.
No,
in the society we live in now, it's absolutely necessary that we have technology, we use technology like you brothers do to propagate the religion of Ahlul Bayt. For us to function and prosper in this, you know, society, and we live in the era of what, science and technology.
Yeah.
So we must be able to
match it.
Yeah. We must be able to provide and cater for the needs of the audience.
Sure.
And the audience is very much technology crazy.
Yeah.
Too technology crazy. I mean, you have kids these days who have tablets and phones. You know, when, like, for example, in my family, I've got my nephews who one of them, he can't even, it's as if the tablet is a part of his life, is a part of him. Wherever he goes.
Little kids know how to use iPad more than grown-ups.
Yeah,
you know,
but it messes with their concentration, because I know, you know, having grown up with technology, that these days as much as I want to read a book, I struggle because I can't concentrate as much. Because what happens is when you grow up and you have all these images being fed into you, you kind of, it affects your concentration. I don't know if you guys have ever been affected by that.
I think I know what you're talking about. You just get distracted so easily. You're not able to focus on the thing at hand, whatever you want to, you know, focus on. And that's really sad. That obviously what you mentioned, because my daughter's the same, and I feel really guilty because sometimes when she's screaming and yelling, and we know what she wants. We try to, you know, avoid giving it to her. But once you turn on her favorite YouTube videos that she watches and what have you, she's quiet and she's calm. And she's just laying down, and we have some sukoon for hours, which is bad.
It worries me, bro, because after years of using technology and how much I struggle with my eyes now, I just look at I look at the kids and I look at my nephew, and I just think, I really hope, I really hope that, you use this in moderation. You know, you can't tell a kid, but obviously, I think there should be a responsibility on all parents.
Our parents tell us that their childhood was so much different to the childhood of the children today. They grew up in the natural outdoors. They grew up playing in the fields, in the farms, in the gardens, or, just getting dirty.
That sounds like a good life, man.
But today our kids are all indoors and iPads and computers and this constant radiation that's bombarding their cells, and
they're growing up on the couch.
Pretty much
growing up outdoors,
growing up to be a couch
potato. Yeah, exactly. It's really sad, to be honest.
Yeah, it was beautiful that childhood our parents had. I wish we could give it to our children.
No doubt.
That's definitely
well thought
It's
out.
definitely something we can save. We can keep the technology. I'm not saying lose it, but we can keep some of that
away from the kids or away from certain age groups, and again finding that right
everything
balance.
in moderation.
I mean, guys, I can talk about this all night. I love technology, but that's all we have time for today. So until next time.